Yeah. How do you think what's going to be the fintech? What's going to be the fintech?
I think
AI is coming. So we have people, processes. What's going to be with us?
in fintech,
Right.
I think fintech will develop really faster using AI, using all these new tools which are coming, because we can develop all new products every time.
Mm-hmm.
It makes everything faster. It makes even smaller teams to work with more efficiency. And I not only meaning, for example, operational efficiency, but just creative efficiency. You have your brainstorm with great people, then you applying these AI tools to analyze or to polish the information, and here your new product. You fast testing it in the market, it works, okay, you move on. It doesn't work, okay, waste it, go on. And new companies will appear, more competition, which is always good to the market, and more benefits for the customers. Customers won't stick for the whole life only to one company. They will use a lot of products every time when they need. And it also will create from the fintech companies more agility. For example, if you have 5 products in your portfolio,
Right.
maybe over time you can have 15 or 20 products to compete between the companies. And fintech, I believe it's not only loan business, it's also insurance business. We can
Right.
get more information about health of the customers for insurance companies, and also so-called medtech, and moving the same way,
Right.
or investment business. I can imagine here one example. I believe you heard about the company called Renaissance Technologies and their Medallion Fund.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, and you know it's only 200 people working there, and they used to gain, as far as I remember, around 65% yield annually before taxes. And it's a lot of money over 20 plus years. The thing is, all these 20 people are PhD, or maybe some even Nobel Prize winners, but it just confirms our hypothesis. If we get the great bunch of people and give them a tool of AI, they can do a lot of good job. And imagine if in the future we won't have only one Renaissance technology company, but 10 companies like this.
Financial services, they are moving the money, right?
Yeah.
They're moving the money between people, one thing, and they manage the risk. Systematically, the banks and financial institutions, they manage the risk in the system, financial services, where they understand who is riskier, who is not.
Yeah.
And that's the reason they are the conduits of
Yeah.
in financial services, right? And partly they solve the problem of asymmetry of information,
Yeah.
because it's close arm to the customer. I know more about the customer. Previously, I would meet with the customer to make an assessment. Now it's done in a very different way. My question is, do we need banks? Do we need banks at all?
Maybe at some extent not.
Is that the information is not becoming as like proprietary only for the bank. So it's now this big problem of asymmetry is going away. Everybody, if there's also genuine ledger, will understand quite exactly what is happening with the counterparty.
Yeah.
So there is the banking essence of being able to accumulate knowledge for special customers and manage the risk is going away. It's fading away.
Yeah.
Right? And then the central bank, one institution may potentially manage this financial services in general. Do you think that is the way we're going to?
I think the institutions like central banks will strive to uphold their power, their control over the system, because that's why they do exist. But the banks like our traditional banks, maybe either they transform or they will extinct. Because if you can gain the same level of information or even more information from the market, being a small company with a bunch of good people, why you should trust the Goldman Sachs, or why you should trust to JP Morgan or Deutsche Bank or any other big banks? You can get the same here, and you can give the same level of services to the people, to your audience, to your clientele. And that's also a problem of banking branch in a whole, because some of the banks are not in real good position. They're not catching up the progress. Some of them are really old school banks, and people are holding their money there because they just used to. Because my father had an account in this bank, his father had an account in this bank, so I'm also having an account there. And the only reason, and people are pretty conservative, and so, but when you're coming to them and saying, hello, we have better service for you, you can gain more easily, hassle-free, no branches, why won't you use it?
See guys, the future is coming, and we'll be doing our part in that future. But I think that we're talking about us, that we, as a company, we are, of course, not just anticipating someone's going to be coming, we're on the wave of it. Definitely, we're in many parts of our, the only thing is that, are we centralizing these activities or not? So they are now in each unit of our business they're doing it by themselves. But what may be a general advice from you about the coming of artificial intelligence? For us as a company, maybe for other organizations, what you think, how they should be reorganizing maybe themselves into adapting to this change? I
think it should be the new literacy in the company. For example, when we're now hiring people, we don't ask the question, can they use Google, right?
Right.
It goes without saying.
Right.
Or can they use the Word?
Right.
Or Excel? It goes without saying. Using ChatGPT or any other AIs can be the same new literacy. But where are we here? People actually don't know how to use it. They don't use how to prompt, how to get the results, what they're seeking for.
Interesting.
Using the AI. Sometimes they overestimate it, and they just really taking it as a silver bullet. Okay, I can bring all my work to it, and it will be done in seconds. It won't. If you don't use it properly, if you don't ask it properly, there is some way around 25 of prompt engineering recipes, how to do it properly. People should learn it. People should test it.
Shall we teach our colleagues too?
I think we should, because I think even in our niche, in our industry, people only know about AI and how to use it on the top level. If we go deeper, if we get the opportunity to touch the AI, to have hand on it, they will implement more solutions to us. And I believe here we can be democratic. I mean that people who are experts in their fields will bring more ideas using the AI, then we can just directly command to them, okay, you're doing your analytics, now use the AI. This person can ask, why for? I'm doing my job greatly.
Right, you mean that we should cascade further the decision-making powers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because they will be already equipped with enough knowledge to make sound, good decisions. Yeah. So the speed of development of our organization may also be improved this way, maybe changing.
Yeah.
Right.
If we show to the people, if we make the training for them, or not only one training, it should be the process, how to use AI, how to maybe try to implement in their workspaces. It can be a good advantage, because once people are trying to use it, they learn how to use it properly. It's like driving the car. If I just tell you you can drive the car. Of course you can, but if you never had a wheel in your hands, how you can drive a car properly, or how you can drive fast, because it's different processes. You can be good driver in a traffic situation in the city, but it won't get you Formula One champion, and vice versa.
Yeah, I wanted to dwell a bit more on your idea that we can just cascade more decision-making power to our people. That means we're more and more ourselves decentralized as a company, right?
Yeah, we should decentralize from ourselves. Start with ourselves.
Right.
If we're saying to everyone or to the field, to the market, it should be decentralized. Okay, let's start decentralizing.
It's interesting, yeah. I think that's quite profound for us as a company. Thank you for bringing up this. We'll show. I was an advocate too. We're both with us and trying to give more powers to our people, but then it's becoming even more technically possible, right? For the right decision making, because it could be the case, and I see the same thing as sometimes you would try to give away the decision making, but people will come back to us because they don't want this responsibility. They're starting to be afraid that it's my decision, right? And then the results will be mine as well. Okay, trying to eliminate the psychological barrier for decision makers, I think it's a very important point. But also what happened some time ago probably, we may have more knowledge because you would communicate with different units and then different departments, including, for example, legal and finance, and then we have more understanding of the problem, where this more understanding of the problem could go down to our colleagues, so they would be able to make these decisions themselves, right? So that's possible because, as you say, the prevalence of information will be there.
And I believe it's even will be smoother because these guys are experts in their field.
I agree.
And it's also a good exercise in delegation the roles, delegating more properly. For example, if someone is used to do the job only himself, okay, you now have an agent called ChatGPT or whatever.
Right.
Try to delegate. What kind of tasks will you keep for yourself? What kind of task will you delegate? And why?
Right.
If people start thinking like entrepreneurs, like teams, even if it's only one person,
right,
it's will be really beneficial for their personal development.
Also requires from us as from organization to be able to remunerate the person for its efforts to become an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
So it's sometimes what I experienced. It's like, you know, internal, like igniting moment. Are you becoming the entrepreneur or not? Yeah. And then how you view things. You view things as it's your own business or your own like money, profit and loss that you're generating, or this is someone else, the companies, right? Yeah. And turning this on, probably if you can ignite the turn, maybe by empowering a person with decision making, and the second part of it, getting remuneration based on the decision made. What kind of decisions were made, right?
Yeah, because it's makes the person as someone who are putting the skin in the game, even on small level.
I absolutely agree.
And
I like
when
this
you're putting
term, skin
your
in the game.
own share in it, when you're trying to get a scope of it, like your small business, if you never try even small business before, but let's imagine you're doing this in your level of tasks. Okay, this is I'm doing myself.
Right.
This is I'm delegating to AI. This is I cannot delegate to AI because it's not very good in it. Okay, I should find someone who is good in it. And now overall, like this swarming, this crowdsourcing intelligence starts working because everyone starts thinking not about only personal role, but the row which connects to another person or to another agency, I would say, including AI.
It's interesting. That's how to make feeling of a skin in the game for every employee. That's an interesting development. We can probably go cascade it down.
Yeah.
Right. So it was an interesting. I remember the expression from I think Nasim, not me, another one, Nasim, Talib, saying that when you go to the doctor and ask him, like protocol of if you have some problem, the protocol of how to cure it. Okay, so the protocol gives you the protocol saying this is the protocol how you can cure yourself, and then ask a doctor, okay, what would you do on my place? You may hear a different answer, right? That's the problem we're solving when the person is working is for someone or is per person for himself.
Yeah, also remember the other quote of Nassim Taleb. He was saying that if someone advises you to invest in this company, ask how much did he personally invest it.
Right.
Yeah, I think there are always pros and cons of AI implementation for us as a branch, for us as a company, for us as a human beings, as a society. Of course, AI will give us a lot of opportunities, will create a lot of new jobs, will maybe eliminate old school jobs, some of them, but we should be really careful of using it, because in some sense it will work like a drug. If you're overusing it, it won't get you any help. If you're just using it in small proportions for getting better of your health, for example, nasal spray or something, it will help you.
Interesting comparison.
Yeah, but please be careful how you're using it, what you're using it for.
I also believe creativity is difficult to, right now, with the machines. They don't have feelings, right? They don't have feelings, and that drives your creativity when you paint. So we believe we have souls, right? And souls, maybe it's in psychology called subconscious part, but something which we have in addition to us, not just our human bodies, right? And we created something, but God didn't give them souls. So that is probably where the difference may come. So we may be creative just because we have this factor of soul, we have the emotional part, where we do something based on what we feel, and not only what we know.
Yeah.
That could be probably the difference.
Yeah, and I think we should put more efforts in self-learning to catch up the AI. Because now we should target not only to our colleague or to our neighbor, we should be better off, but now we have a general target, AI. And I think any employee should ask now, can I be replaced by AI? Me personally, not all the screenwriters or all analysts, but me personally, can I be replaced by AI?
I already buy some land to grow potatoes.
Yeah, and I think it's a good point. It's just a good benchmark. It's again like a philosophy. You're also asking you, what did I do good today? What did I didn't good today? And at the same level, it comes AI. Can I compete AI in doing my task right now?
That's a good question to earn. Can you compete AI? We'll put this to everyone. Kirill, really, thanks a lot. It was a fantastic discussion with you. And then we'll have some more of this. I believe it will be, I think, very fascinating to know more about our people, as it was for me right now. Yeah. I didn't probably spend enough time with you. And this is an opportunity for us all to spend time together with us when it will be more convenient at your time. So thank you very much. Thank you, Kirill.
It was great.
Yeah. Thank you.